Warning. The B3F podcast may contain language or subject matter that may not be suitable for kids. You've been fucking warned. Check out some friends of the show. The Two Brothers Podcast. The Trevor Jackson Podcast. Dem Jackson Boys. The Dumbass Dudes Podcast. Pop Culture Warrior. Happened in the 90s Podcast. Follow @TheAndyHarris on Twitter. Go to our website at b3fpodcast.com for merch. Click on Tell Us What You Really Think to leave a completely anonymous review of each of us.
Oh,
yeah, just some sick fuckers, and I like that.
Enjoy the show, you cunts.
All right. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this one.
I am too.
It's gonna be a hell of a good show.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited about this.
So
what are we drinking?
So tonight we're gonna go back to the small batch 1792 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey with the odd 93.7 proof, courtesy of my brother Will.
Yeah.
So
Excited.
all right.
So how you been, man? How's your week going?
You know, I'm good. I'm COVID free. I'm back at work.
Yeah, my daughter got diagnosed with COVID this week.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I was around her, so that's fucking
Nice.
outstanding.
I appreciate that. I'm good. 90 days.
Yeah,
Fauci said it.
I'm pretty sure I have the flu anyway, not COVID, but you know,
Ev-
it's the same thing these days, right?
It is the same thing. I called Rogan and he told me how to take care of it. So.
lots of ingestibles. I
Yeah,
wish, dude,
yes.
if hallucinogenics would cure everything, I'd be just fucking lit all the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of, like, I really wish sometimes I could, like, enjoy smoking weed more than I can.
I wish I wouldn't lose my job for it.
Which is my segue into our new guest. He's our guest tonight.
Yes.
He runs the gamut on shit that he does. He's a
Yes.
fucking porn star, hip hop artist.
Yep. Renaissance man.
Of sorts. And I asked him before we came on, hey, we drink. Do you usually drink? He was like, no, man, I just smoke. And he's also a podcast host of
I think it's called the Smokers Lounge.
Smokers Lounge. So we have Mr. Bobbie Lucas on tonight. How you doing, sir?
Hello, hey, how you doing? Good evening. You know what I'm saying? Buenos noches. Well, damn, where is it? Yeah, I said it right. I said good night.
Yeah.
Buenos noches, goddamn.
Yeah.
So how y'all doing today?
Good, man. How you
we
doing?
are well. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm doing good. I podding all dang day. I did 2 episodes today and got one more after you fellas. Well, actually 2 more after you fellas because I actually got to do the Razzle podcast that I got with my man Billy Pilgrim. So
Gotcha.
yeah, bruh, I stay pod.
Yeah, man, that is a lot because we were talking a little
Sounds
bit
like
before
Trevor.
the show, and he was asking how long we've been going. I said, 2 years or whatever. We're on episode 130. He's about on that shit's been going for like a year, so he's fucking cranking out
them
episodes.
out,
Yeah, it's impressive, man.
How long are your on average are your episodes?
They can go from 2 hours to 45 minutes.
Okay. Which before we get going too much, we usually cheers to you for being on here, my friend. And you can just puff one for us while you're cheers up. There you go. It's funny.
Yes, sir.
I was telling him, on the intro a little bit, but we've talked about it before. Like, I love weed, but I am worthless. Like, I can't function if just a little bit. I'm such a it kills me. I can't. Like, I sit on the couch and watch TV, and that's it. I can't do shit else.
Oh, that's drinking for me.
Yeah,
that's drinking for me. Like, I can take like 2 shots, and I'm hurt. Like, I can drink beer. I'm more of like a social drinker. Like, if I'm in the mix with people, I can roll with you.
Yeah,
but I'll be belligerent by the end of the night, be on the toilet, talking about.
Yeah, see, I'm more of a cope with my problems drinker.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's true. But I saw you had that good bourbon out this piece. I just want to send a shout out to my people. You need to check out Old Hillside Bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a new bourbon down on the market. I need to go check that out. That thing is good, man. It's sweet.
We're always
Sweet.
looking
It's
for
nice.
100%. So before we go anywhere else, I just wanted to get out of the way. Congratulations on the size of your fucking dick being the size of my fucking forearm. Like,
that makes two guests now. Two guests now we've seen their dick. So
yeah. So yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Now, here's the funny part. I was hesitant to get in the porn because I thought I wasn't adequate enough.
Oh yeah.
I actually did.
Dude,
yeah, it took a.
That shit would break my jaw.
I had girls get lockjaw a little bit from it. They get a little lockjaw.
Yeah, no, that first time
they be like,
I was going through your links and flipping through shit, and I was scrolling down your Twitter page, and I was like, oh, fuck.
yeah, 15 years of the business is talent. Dealing in the business altogether for 20 and stuff. And now retired and podcasted, doing my music and what have you. That's why I tell everybody that come on the show, I live vicariously through you ladies and gents. Because I can't be laid to pipe no damn more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun. I have no issues with it, no regrets, none of that shit.
So how did you get into it? Like what was that kind of bridge that you crossed or whatever that happened? Well, because people think a lot of times when you think about a man in porn, it's a dude hanging out, why not be fucking all day long? And you immediately think, you see a woman in porn, think something bad happened in their childhood is immediately what most people think.
Childhood, yeah. They had daddy issues out these pieces of shit, right? Yeah. Well, how I got into it, actually, prior to me being in porn, I was deep into music. On the cusp, and probably could have blown up, I would think. And I had this thing called a BCB Street Team where I had a bunch of models. I had over 100 models spanning the globe sending me pictures. And they helped me promote my music. At the same token, I promote them on the net. And some of them was into adult film. And I had some girls that was local that was pushing. So they were into adult film. So I was helping them kind of break into the business as far as with contacts and stuff like that. But I started noticing that they were getting screwed over by many of the cats they was, hooking up with. Plus from having conversation with many of the producers in Hollywood, they saw the writing on the wall where it was heading. They knew it was coming to OnlyFans and all that. They saw it coming. Because they were telling me, have your girls film their own shit and put out their own website.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, they weren't trying to hear that shit. No, pay me, motherfucker. Nah. Website, content. No, pay me, and we good.
Yeah.
They weren't even thinking about trying to shoot their own shit or be a content creator. And it came down to, it was a male talent I was helping out. And he used me to recruit girls because he had no talk game whatsoever. He was a blithering idiot. They just leave it at that. And it was this one chick by the name of Miss Simone. And she wanted 2 male talents to shoot with. And I was like, well, I don't got 2. She said, yeah, you. I was like, I don't shoot. I don't shoot, no. I'll do your website. I'll take the pictures. I'll be the cameraman, but I ain't getting in front of that camera booth. And like I said, it was because I thought that I had an inadequate dick, because from the porn that I watched growing up, and I see y'all might be in my age group, you talking about not just Junior St. Cock, you talking about like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
12-inch guys that was Yeah. Even the guys that was on Cinemax After Dark, man, them motherfuckers was packing some shit, white and black. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was looking at my shit like, shit, I don't know if I even want to let a girl see it, let alone goddamn feel it.
And you got that girth, though, man. Come on.
I didn't know, because one girl told me I got a little goddamn tree stuff. She hurt my damn heart out this bitch, goddamn. They didn't turn around cheating on me with the damn bus driver, goddamn. I was like, what the fuck? My heart was just hurt. I was like, you try to basically say that my dick is a cute little stump, and then you go fuck the bus driver.
Well, it's like my friend used to say, man, it may not be long, but it sure is skinny.
Oh yeah. Now I'm like, I'm gonna hit the bottom and I'm gonna make you feel it, boo. So it's like that. So, but let me get back to the story. So,
yeah.
So I talked to one of the the crew was called the BBC Street Team, Blue Collar Babes, because my thing was blue collar. Because I fell in love with the Blue Collar tour and Steve Inval and all them, Anyway, so I had a conversation with her because the deal was either I'd be male talent and I would be able to do a website and get paid $300 every month, or I lose her as a client. So the girl was like, well, what's the problem? I said, well, I don't think I got the size. She was like, oh, you do. I said, what? Because when she was down, when I brought her down from Chicago, we did a photo shoot and we took a shower together because she did some shit with me with some chocolate, what have you, for the photo shoot. And she was like, damn, you nice. I was like, oh, I got a nice dick. Now, mind you, she done shot with some of the guys I just named out this bitch. So I'm sitting there like, cheesing like this. She think I got a big dick. So she was like, no, you should do it. You got the size. She was like, you at least a 9 and you thick. She was like, that's the key. She's like, Trevor, you bigger than some of the dudes out of the fucking Hollywood. So that's when I told Short, I said, okay, I'll do it. And I went and got tested. Health department. Back then now you cannot bring a health department. They would laugh you out the fucking room. You better have a TTS or a CET.
Yeah.
Okay. And I showed them my shit and I shot my first scene. Also, I learned my first lesson in the business of porn about paperwork because I didn't get her to sign any paperwork. I was able to put that scene out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, and this is something that I've heard said before and just never gotten a chance to speak with anybody that's been in the industry, but I've often heard that it's actually much harder for dudes than you realize it is because you're essentially now self-producing may be different, but you're having to stay hard in front of fucking people with the camera. You're having to essentially like come on command when it's time to fucking blow that shit. It's time to fucking go. Like it's actually a pretty mentally arduous process.
And then do it.
But maybe I'm wrong. Bobbie's like, oh fuck no, man.
Shit, you spot on.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. I applaud you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because filming and fucking behind closed doors is not the same.
Yeah.
Because we got to take into account angles. Like you said, we had to stay hard.
Yep.
And I mean, people, I want you to picture this. Like the guy hitting the girl doggy style. The cameraman wants to get the angle of doggy style through his eyes, right?
Yeah.
So he got to get behind you and his dick pressed against your ass with the camera around you like this, right?
Yeah.
So he can get that angle, and he's holding it for like at least a minute.
Yeah.
And you got to continue stroking.
Yeah, well, then
you
got a lens like, an inch from your fucking ball sack, when you're doing other shit. I mean, it's not exactly like you just got a spy cam up in the room.
Right.
That shit's involved.
and no air conditioning. Because sometimes, because the cameras that we supposed to use, I ain't talking about cell phone, the mic is so sensitive that if you had the air condition, man, it'll catch the air condition more than anything else.
Yep.
So you're talking about it's 90 degrees outside, humid heat index in the room, probably about a good 95, and you got to sit here and do all this fucking, every position.
Yeah.
Period. Because, like I said, if you with your wife, you doggy style, you good. You know what I'm saying? No, now you a porn star. No, she got to ride. She got to do doggy style. She got to it. And plus, also, it's mental prep. Because with dudes, we had to stay hard. That's why I tell dudes, look, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to take my glasses off. It's okay to get Blue Chew, Viagra, the corner store toy. Pill. Because your job is to stay hard. Because the harder you stay, the better that scene might turn out. Because you're trying to make money with it.
Yeah, I mean, you start taping popsicle sticks of that shit. The attraction factor goes way down fucking hill. Right.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, it's like it's nothing worse than when you sitting it, whether it's paid or content, that you're the reason why this shit ain't being shot. You can't even get hard out of this motherfucker. It's like even when I had my difficulty, I had to sit there and get back. Chill. I'm like, hold on, let me go outside for a second, take a little quick walk. to get the blood rushing. You know what I'm saying? Smoke a blunt, get my head right. Then when I come back in there, boom, it's on. You know what I'm saying? And then depending upon how much you shoot within the day, because sometimes I just shoot 3 or 4 scenes per day. So you know, there's some dudes they want that they done. You know, in my situation, because the way I was shooting, because girls was dependent upon me to be male talent for them as well as producer for them to have a lot of content. Yeah. So I'm sitting there might be doing, let's say, 3 boy-girl scene, 1 BJ scene, and the rest is fetish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that was, you know, pretty much then towards the end of my career, I started focusing on pushing me as talent fully. And then I just said, fuck it, I'm done with porn.
So how long have you been out of it? How long ago did you retire? And if you said that, I missed it.
I retired. No, I wasn't yesterday. I wish. Shit. I got to say right around the time COVID, because I was already thinking about it, because I said I didn't want to be too old doing it. Nothing against anybody that's in their 50s or 60s or what have you. It's just me. I never planned to be male time to begin with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I tell people I was in it for the money, not the pussy, trust me, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I couldn't get pussy outside of porn. I was already getting it.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like I saw what money could be made, and I also saw where it was heading with the internet and the whole nine. And I wanted to be a part of it.
Gotcha. So, do you still? I know that you're out of it as talent. Do you do anything with it all? Any producing? Any scouting? Like anything like that at all?
Well, I mean, I do connect the dots for people.
Okay.
Like with me, I interview.
I feel like that's.
It doesn't matter if you just come in the game or you are. Say what?
Oh, I said connecting the dots sounds like a euphemism to me. See, I'm old school. See, in my rap where I say I'm old school but new to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because my career was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But anyway, I interview anybody. It doesn't matter if you have been in the business 1 month or you've been in the business for 20 years. Right. Because I want to span the gambit, the spectrum of what adult film is, sex work, or what have you. You know, right. Period. That's the whole purpose of what my podcast is, you know, only old school heads know I'm talking about edutainment, to educate you as well as to entertain you. That's why Smoke This Over is actually me saying in a different way, think this over.
Yeah. Yeah, I
got it from Hoodlums. Got it from the movie Hoodlums.
Yeah, I like it.
With Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah. So as OnlyFans has kind of gotten more popular, have you considered it all trying to get into that? I know you said you didn't want to really be a part of it, but I mean, it's got to look pretty lucrative to see everything that goes on with the OnlyFans.
I don't know, man. I set up my OnlyFans. I made like $1.
That was me.
Oh,
I only made $30 on that sucker. Then I left. I was on it. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. It didn't. How can I put this? OnlyFans fit the girls more so than even male talent, because they can use more of the options. Plus, women make more money than men in this business per capita.
Yeah, for sure.
That's no matter how you want to skin it. I dare do this. If Jimmy Smack, because I remember they were talking about that dude Jimmy Smack made $1 million. If he made $1 million, trust me, there's about 30 girls that then quadrupled him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's interesting.
But the thing of.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Bobbie.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you mentioned specifically like when you're talking a minute ago about the sex work, and I think we might have talked about a little bit on here previously, but it's a really, especially like we grew up in the South and whatever, and the whole concept of sex work is such a taboo thing. But like, I'm a big fan of like regulating that shit and providing a safe space, because it's going to happen one way or the other. But if you have a way for those women to make money, to be protected, and to legitimize and destigmatize the industry, I think it's a fucking great thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the whole different conversation, I guess.
Do you really want to go deep?
Let's do it, man. Let's get as deep as you want to go.
Look, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. The reason why it's illegal because government officials, presidents, senators, cops, they all used to go pay for pussy.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make sure that the girl didn't have no place to speak and say their name.
Amen.
I mean, think about it. I break it down to you like, you know what I'm saying? Think about this for a second. What was the name of it? I was Boardwalk Empire. This is the perfect example. I don't know if anyone remember Boardwalk Empire for HBO. Yeah. They were trying to get Bucci, I think his name is Bucci or whatever his name is. They were trying to get him on a prostitution thing because he got some girls to come from Philadelphia to New Jersey, you know, period. And they were trying to get the girls to testify against him or what have you. So they figured if we keep it illegal to where they might get arrested, they can't talk.
Yep.
You know, period. Because if you think about it, even from the Wild Wild West, even to over in England, having a hoe was customary like having a dog out this motherfucker. I mean, I'm just being honest. You had, you know what I'm saying? You had the wife didn't even buy it. She was like, good, yeah, go fuck that bitch. I'm going to go over here. So it was customary, man. That's why I was like, not only in America that they really just have to hang up. You know what I'm saying? For the most part,
it's a big pushback, and I think that, like what you said, I think that probably does play a big role. Is that it's hard to pay somebody off if shit's legal,
right?
You know?
Yeah. Because think about it. What happened to when Obama was in the office and the guys got caught down there? It was legal. That's why she down in Colombia. I think that's why she was able to tell the cops like, "Hey, he didn't pay shit. He didn't pay shit." They didn't give a fuck that they were security. They got straight up arrested out this bitch. I'm like, we work for the president. So no, who cares, Holmes? We don't care. Fuck you. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, come on. Get past man.
Oh shit.
I'm telling you, though. I mean, it's like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause even when I talked to a cam girl over in Holland, they trying to shut down the red light district over there.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like, yeah. So it's kind of crazy. It's when people say it's a war on sex work, yeah, it is. It truly is.
Yeah.
You know?
So if someone came to you, a guy, let's just say a guy, came to you looking for advice on getting into the industry, what kind of advice would you give?
Other than don't.
No, I tell them listen to the podcast. No, but seriously, okay, it's so many caveats for this. I guess one, be prepared to spend money, one way or the other, because see, women can walk in without fucking a dude. We can't. We have to walk in fucking a chick.
Yeah,
because no one's coming to see us.
Right.
They're not coming to see us. The only one that's coming to see us is the community, because I don't feel like saying the whole alphabet right now.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? They the ones that will come see us for us. Like I tell any man, trust me, you have a gay fan base, 75% of it gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Women, they don't buy porn. They don't really look at porn. They might look at it to a certain extent to giggle with their girls, but they're not going to spend no money.
Yeah.
Not for the most part. You know, period. People can tell that shit. Think about it. What was that show on Showtime? There was only 4 male escorts. 4 male escorts. Gee, out to tell you something, god dang it.
Yeah.
Shoot. So for a guy to get in the business, that's one. He got to be realized he even had to pay the chick. He gonna have to pay to get tested. He gonna have to cover travel. You know, and 2. I suggest if anything you find it, test run your shit. And what I mean by test run your shit is you get the necessary stuff to what you need to film. And you find a chick that would not mind filming. Whether it's a girl that, you know what I'm saying, tell you can get a mask, use your talk game. Because that way it comes down to is your talk game.
Yeah. Because
a lot of these chicks, they pick their content trade a lot of times based off of if they really want to fuck the dude or they're attracted to him or they're vibing with him.
Right.
So you can talk yourself into pussy just as much as you can talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing. He got to find a chick to film with, because if they see that you have a site, they see that you have content, the more you film, the more you shoot with chicks, the more you might could be able to level up to shoot with chicks of a different level.
Okay.
Period.
That makes sense.
But and two, also, it's also training, because it's one thing that, because the more that you film in front of a camera, the more you get used to it.
Yeah.
Because trust me, filming in front of a camera is a totally different animal than anyone would ever believe.
Yeah.
It is tough.
That's why I try to
It
get
is
him to
tough
bring me on
shit.
the show all the time, and he won't do it. I need practice.
You gotta turn the lights out so I don't see the camera. That's it. Yeah, turn the lights out. I don't want to see the camera.
You gotta give me some slow music. God dang it. What the fuck? I need some R&B or something out of this bitch.
Fucking candles, some Marvin Gaye. I need to get this shit
That's
going,
right.
fucking romantic
That's right.
and shit.
I gotta get this shit popping out of this motherfucker, man. Give me a kiss too, goddamn it. What the fuck? I need to be romanced out this motherfucker.
No, that costs you extra.
So along these lines, I do have a question on your opinion on something. So it seems like to
Okay, go
me,
ahead.
over the last, I'm going to say decade, there's been a big rise of quote unquote women-centric porn, like softer lighting, more romantic. And then you have these guys that have come up, and they seem like they're a very select few. Like you had, I think James Dean kind of kicked the shit off as far as things they were focused on the woman's attention. Like, it seems like it's become a genre in and of itself. Is that a common, or do you think it's a bunch of bullshit as a money grab? I'm curious on what your opinion is on that.
You talking about sensual sex porn?
Yeah, like the sensual
guess
it's really taking the big raise. Yeah.
I mean, if you really go back to where porn was making its most money, that's where it was at.
Okay.
I mean, because when you think about it, okay, I had the pleasure of interviewing Kelly Richards.
Okay.
Now, she was a big-time anal porn star from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she fucked Ron Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the movies the first true porn movie that I saw was the one that made me think about actually being in porn, even back when I was like young, was called the Oriental Anal Express.
Okay.
She was playing the Indian girl. Now the whole premise it's like, it's the Oriental Express, they looking for the diamond or whatever. Anyway, so the woman detective and the guy detective, they double team fuck the Indian chick. And he was about to put his dick in her, and she said, no, put it in my ass because I'm saving my pussy for my husband. Later come to find out she had a diamond hidden in her pussy. But Kelly Richards was the Indian girl.
Right.
Right. She was the Indian girl, right?
Twist.
Yeah. Now, mind you, when I shot sex scenes, we went for at least 15 to 30 minutes. I preferably wanted 20 to 30 minutes because of editing purposes or what have you. It is what it is. The sex scene in that scene was 7 motherfucking minutes.
Yeah.
That's what with them playing and him eventually jumping in and fucking in the ass.
Yeah.
And I said, and that's what they call porn. It was sensual, it was sexy in the whole nine. I looked at another one, I timed it was 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I was like, so it was about the story.
Right.
And to me, I feel that what is missing is the storytelling. The sensualness tells a story. Because one, what people don't realize is when you film it, it's certain things you want to see as a fan. You want to see the dick going in the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? I can't see that. If this dude is going to town pounding her ass like a motherfucking drill out this bitch. Slow it down. Let me see the dick going in and out the pussy. Let me see how much of that dick she really taking. You know what I'm saying? Period. Or she getting face fucked. So, and plus sensualness also plays to, I guess, like storytelling. Because, like, for example, if that's your wife, you're going to change up the pace, but you're going to kiss her at some point. You're going to be a little bit, tender to it and stuff. So to me, I don't think it's a money grab. I think it's a play to what made porn great to begin with.
Okay, and
because that's where it came from.
Yeah, and I guess probably too, it's an appeal towards a wider female audience as well. That's probably going to connect to some romanticism more than just a dude wanting to see some fucking like vagina get railed.
Yeah, I mean, then that was kind of the whole premise of the movie Boogie Nights was like they're wanting to put storyline and plot line, make basically feature movies but porn.
Yeah. But see, back then, think about it. The strip of porn was moving. It was like Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, you go to
was putting out DVDs.
I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why they had to do a plot line. They had no other choice. Because think about it, when you out there in Hollywood, because I tell anybody, porn was always the guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
It led Hollywood's technology. Hollywood wasn't thinking about doing VHS until porn started using it.
Yeah, that's true.
They were still using the big filming shit.
Porn was a big part of why fucking VHS won over Betamax. It was all fucking porn drove that shit. 100%.
Yeah. Look, porn is the reason why they have e-commerce.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They made a movie about it. I can't think of the name of that son bitch, but they made a movie about that motherfucker, and that shit was good as shit. That ain't no front. But see, that's the thing. I think what people don't realize is what is going on now within the game is the education, because people now went from, "Oh, you did porn," to, "Oh, really? You did porn? Tell me about it." Because it got so normalized.
Yeah. Right.
Did it hurt the business? Oh, yeah. Oh, greatly. Yeah, I don't care what nobody say, because they got to do way more now than what they had to do 5 or 6 years ago to see that same money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Well, now it kind of comes into, like, I feel like with some of the, I guess, the OnlyFans and the insurgent of a lot of the internet shit, it kind of did what streaming music did for musicians. It's now that, like, anybody with a fucking laptop can make a goddamn song, and so to get noticed and to make a living gets extremely, like, more difficult as the market gets saturated. You still, like, you're good enough at what you do, you're going to make a fucking splash, but there's a lot of talent that just goes unnoticed because of anybody can fucking do it. Like, I could, like, jokingly, like we said earlier, I mean, I could pop up an OnlyFans account and just make jerk off videos. Like, I might never sell any, but goddamn it, I could do it. And that used to require some fucking talent and work to get into that avenue.
But see, it's all about devaluing the porn business and devaluing the porn star.
Right.
Because I tell people, ground zero was Kim Kardashian.
Mm-hmm.
Ground zero was Kim Kardashian. The biggest mistake that was made was when Vivid, the biggest company in the motherfucking world for porn, decided that they wanted to buy that shit and distribute it.
Mm-hmm.
What it said to the rest of the industry, what it said to the world, is that why the fuck I want to look at a porn star when I can just look at the average person do the shit? That means that now what a porn star does don't mean shit. Yeah. Mind you, even though, she sucked his dick, she fucked him, it wasn't a porn scene. It was what it was, a sex tape.
Yeah.
Period. Then the next one they did with Mimi Faust when they threw her money. So,
but you don't think that even the Pam and Tommy Lee situation, or even Paris Hilton was even before. I mean, you don't think that kind of started the ball rolling on that?
I think no, because Kim Kardashian, like this, Pam Lee and them was complete celebrities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who the fuck knew who Kim Kardashian was?
True.
Sure. Everybody.
I mean, come on, let's be real. Let's be real. Pamela Anderson, Playboy Bunny.
Sure.
Pamela Anderson. Tommy Lee, who we know is a rock god, because understand, I was down with rock and roll and still is to this day. Love him. One of the best in the game. You know how rock stars get down, how much they fuck. And you talking about Pamela Anderson.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I understand, Kim Kardashian kind of was I would say that was the nail in the coffin as far as that goes. I just kind of, I don't know. I kind of think the Paris Hilton and the Pam and Tommy Lee started the ball rolling.
But see, the difference is Vivid bought their shit.
Vivid purchasing it.
As is with amateur. Because Pamela Lee, Pam, they actually had, how can I put this? They shit look way better than what Ray J and
Yeah.
your girl had.
Yeah.
This shit look professional. Even with Paris Hilton, this shit didn't look shabby.
Well, but
They straight up bought a sex tape.
well, that's what I was gonna say. When it happened with Paris, is the tape got leaked, and then they paid them. They went back in and professionally filmed some stuff to add to it, and then released it like that.
Yeah,
But,
and that's
Yeah.
the difference. Yeah, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that.
Well, I mean, a part of it is to blame just with, like I said, that the obsession with the amateur, just be able to watch
Sure.
anybody doing it as opposed to whatever. But I don't know.
And see too. Also, when OnlyFans became the thing, because people don't realize no porn site or anything to do with porn was that mainstream. Not even Pornhub was to that level.
Right.
Not to that level. Not to the point where you got boxers going to the ring with OnlyFans on it. Beyonce singing a song about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You got all the celebrities jumping on OnlyFans. And the reason why the celebrity jumped on OnlyFans because I always jokingly say this, but girls want to post how much they make. So a celebrity looks at that and see that this nobody made 6 figures easy. What you think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
So it normalized porn to watch.
Yeah.
And what happens when you normalize porn to watch, people that would be onlookers now want to try their hand at it.
Yeah. I would like to go ahead if we could, gentlemen, take a moment of silence to the fact that Beyonce has never had a sex tape leak, and I'd like to mourn that fact and just express my personal sadness that has never happened. So, amen and amen.
She doesn't need it though. That's the thing.
Like Bobbie's right there with me.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
but she doesn't need it. You know,
I mean, but it would be nice if she had one, man. It would be nice.
Yeah.
Not to go front. It would be fucking nice. I mean, because it's certain.
Awful mom getting railed by a dick, but not Beyonce.
But
that proves that there
she
is no
needed
God.
it.
No, I won't pity for Big Bang Theory. I want a sex tape for her. I want to see her in action.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness!
It is interesting, and like I said, I'm not that well versed in the industry, other than shit that I've read or talking to you and trying to do a little research. But it seems like you get fewer and fewer as the years have gone, fewer porn stars, be it male or female, and it feels like that the amount of male porn stars is even smaller bracket than a female porn stars, like that are known for whatever. Like I could maybe name 4 male porn stars that I could think of off the top of my head for the last 20 fucking years. I could name more females, but it seems like there's, especially now that it's so saturated, it's harder to make a name as one of those standouts. Like you don't hear of a Jenna Jameson or a Joanna Angel or a lot of those guys like you would back in the 90s.
I would just say, I think y'all might understand where I'm coming from on this. You name the last porn release.
Yeah.
That tells you volumes. The last one I remember was Pirates.
Oh, Pirates!
That was the last.
Because I worked in a movie.
You know what I'm saying?
During that time, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't even have releases for a movie. Like I ran across, they did what was Black Widow, the XXX parody, and it made a whimper. It used to be a time where when they did a porn release, you heard about it, you seen it, you know it was popping, you know it was in it. Yeah. But like I said, what happened was when it became the age, I call this the age of the content creator, because they treat the word content creator like you would treat, they treat the word porn or porn star like you would a bad word. And I leave it at that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of that era that we're in. Yeah. Is that the internet has dominated it so much, and it's about sites. It's not even about porn movies. I was like, even with sites, I was like, you can actually just have a porn movie streaming on your site if you wanted to. But people want that quick hit. Quick hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what changed the game. Because when you got cats that's sitting here posting 6-minute videos and they're making 6 figures, and you got dudes over here that's doing it seriously and they doing 20 minutes and 30 minutes. And you know what I'm saying? you can once you like my man Jim Cornette said, once you can't put toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
Because trust me, it's a lot of factors to it. I even say webcam to a certain extent factored to the downfall of the porn business.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the hurting of it. Because go ahead.
I was going to say, do you think that it has harmed it, or do you think it's, well, I mean, obviously it has, but I did, this is just me thinking out loud and wondering, in the same way that like Spotify or Napster, whatever did to the music industry, it was like the music industry and the primary players were so slow in adopting the new technology of digital distribution and digital marketing and home stuff. It hurt them in the long run. Do you feel like that applies to the adult industry at all? Like they were slow in adopting the up and coming technology and that hurt them, and so they didn't capitalize it soon enough? Or do you think it's just been a product of the me now environment that we've kind of grown into socially? Does that make sense? Question.
No. Oh no, I got you full loud and clear. And
that is my one smart question for the day.
No, it's like this. Technology-wise, porn has always been ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
The problem with porn is not the technology, because it's more stubbornness than the technology with some of these companies.
Okay, that makes sense.
You feel what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, Brazer just did transsexual porn and BBW porn. BBW porn has been a moneymaker for years. Mm-hmm. But they just figured out we need to at least put one big girl up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The reason why they did that, throw shit against the wall, see if it stick, because I'm not making much money because OnlyFans is taking all my goddamn trafficking money.
Yeah.
Billy Bob and goddamn Sharon over this motherfucker taking my traffic, and they ain't doing nothing but she giving him his head while he drinking a fucking beer, watching a football game out this bitch. Yeah. Let me tell you, when OnlyFans said we kicking sex workers off, trust me, the motherfucking goddamn mainstream companies were goddamn dancing like, thank you.
Yes, they were.
Get some traffic back. Yeah, because content creators, why would I go to Vivid when I can go to OnlyFans and I can see these chicks?
Yep. So because
the chick, go ahead.
Oh no, do you think there is anything behind that with larger porn companies pushing OnlyFans to push that content off for that reason? Do you think there's any payout going on there?
I don't think OnlyFans was fucking with any of the major companies. Now, Pornhub is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Pornhub is. They connected. But because they connect to Brazer. But with OnlyFans, no. What happened with OnlyFans is that they had dreams of grandeur. Yeah. They wanted to be a publicly traded company because they looked and saw what Patreon did. Yep, but what they didn't realize, Patreon did it early enough to where it didn't hurt the company.
Yeah.
OnlyFans, when they announced they was worth $1 billion, it was because everybody was coming to see these girls bust it open, or thought they were going to bust it open. Because no, not every girl was doing sex or anything like that. But the biggest money makers and the ones that was bragging about OnlyFans was actually sex workers.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, when it first came out, OnlyFans is like Patreon. It was for supporting your artists or musicians and shit like that. Was the original content for. We had a friend of ours I randomly stumbled across had an OnlyFans, and I paid $5 just so I could get a picture of his giant fucking dick. But that was what it was on it. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I think I was the only $5 that motherfucker ever made.
I don't think he can play either. He was like, yeah, hey, get another one. I got my FOMO coming out.
Well, he's a guy that he's come on here and he does some amateur stand-up comedy. He's been on the show a couple times, and I guess he had on the side opened up an OnlyFans and hadn't said anything, but the dumbass signed up with his normal email. And so I got you might know this person recommendation on Twitter. And I was like, what? And I clicked on that shit and it was him like fucking waist up, like whatever. I was like, oh, this is good. So I got it. I paid the $5 and got a picture of his fucking dick. And I was going to make fun of him. And I was like, well, God damn it. His dick is fucking huge. I can't even be mad about this.
No, it's crazy. It's like, truth be told, like I have got desensitized to seeing a dick or a pussy now because it's business. It's just like, because one, the editing they have to do, and then two, like I said, as a cameraman on male time, especially like if I'm doing a threesome or something, you gonna see the man's dick.
Yeah.
Actually, y'all might accidentally touch dicks. You can't even get mad about that shit.
Nah.
You know, period. It's just like, oh, okay, bro. Because she might have both your dicks in her mouth. What you gonna say? Bro, this is very uncomfortable right now.
It's like, our
this is not good.
Did you shift your mushroom to the left just a little bit here, sir?
I look at him like, I knew something was right with you. You a party pooper. Shut the fuck up and enjoy it.
Yeah, it's funny though that's a whole different thing, because I'm the porn side of things, but like I'm super comfortable with like dicks and whatever. None of that bothers me. That's why we can joke about it.
Yeah.
I had a guy, one of the guys I work with the other day, he was in there doing some shit. He was doing something on the computer and was distracted. I was trying to get his attention, and I just reached over, I kissed my lips and I rubbed it across his lips while he was sitting there, and he was like, I was like, that's whatever, man. He was like, I can't believe you did that. I was like, all I did was touch you with my fingers, man. Come on.
Oh man,
so
God.
When I said that, I had the mental image of you like DP and some girl and like kissing your lips and rubbing it across the other guy's face. Just that's what brought me into that mood.
But see, with porn stars or even swingers, you got to be comfortable being around other dudes in the sex sense, because it would me like I've done cuckold sessions where with couples and stuff, and you talking about a dude that is like a nose hair away from my dick as I am stroking his wife.
Right. Yeah.
And he asking me to come in his mouth and everything. I just be like, look, as long as you don't put your lips on my dick, we good. But if your lips touch my dick, my fist is going in your face. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't swing that way.
Yeah, well, I've always joked about that. Like, to me, like if you're legitimately secure in your sexuality, then like I'm not intimidated or weirded out, or I'm not like, oh, it's gonna, again, I have my limits. Like you said, like you put your mouth on my dick, we're gonna have problems. But in the vicinity, it's what the fuck ever. I don't know. It's weird to me.
Just like I tripped out when I hear like a celebrity sit here and say, about transsexuals, right? And to me, I'm a heterosexual man, but damn if there ain't some fine ass transsexuals out here on this planet, period.
Yeah.
But if you hear a straight man say that, oh, he gay or he got tendencies, no, motherfucker. Let's look at the damn concept. This is a person who has switched genders. They were born one way, and their soul is something else.
Mm-hmm.
So they choose to be what their soul is. I can't help it if the motherfucker look good when they did it. And if she looks like a complete naturally born woman, key word, natural born woman, okay, that means she was born with a pussy, all right? And of course, the first thing they're going to say, man, if she was a woman, us with a guy would fuck the shit out of her. Okay, then. So don't sit and get mad when a dude said transsexual is sexy. Because you sitting there saying your damn self, if she was a woman, I would fuck her. Well, nigga, she can say herself a motherfucking woman out this bitch, so why you don't want to fuck her then?
Yeah. Well, even that aside, and I've said this, I said it 1,000 times. I'm straight as a fucking arrow, but goddamn it, Ryan Reynolds could get it.
Yeah. Tom Hardy's my shit. He's my man crush.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry. When I saw him in motherfucking Legends, it was on. I was like, if I was a dude, I would let him have me.
Yeah.
Shoot, I just elbowed the rock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy as hell. You can't even say that, hey, that's a good looking man right there. They're gonna look at you funny like, the fuck did you just say, dude? Yeah, it's a good looking dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck?
But Brian,
You
mine
can
was
say-
have this mouth pussy all day.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Ever since Deadpool, he is yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I like that he didn't
Green
even.
Lantern around wheels? No.
I like
Deadpool,
that he
yes.
I like that you didn't even flinch when I said mouth pussy. Like that was my favorite part of that whole exchange.
Shit, they called the ass a man pussy, so hey.
It's the front butt and the back pussy. That's what I've always.
Yeah. Because see, I'm gonna tell you what happened. A transsexual will hate me, right? Because it like this. I ain't even gonna say on a drunk night because this is the reason why I would never have sex with one. We can sit there and kiss, get all the way till she give me head and everything. But as soon as I see them balls in that dick, and I ain't talking about her tugging it. No, if I just get a glimpse, he's like, "Man, you fooled me, motherfucker. This is some bullshit." No, I'm good. I'm good. I want to go home. I want to go home, nigga. I want to go home, bro. I want to go home. I'm just saying. That's why I was like, nah, because that's why I tell people, be who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest. I think that's where we heading to, is that people are more open, because even to the point that you hear about more men wanting to get pegged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you got to have the argument, well, that's gay. Well, how? He's getting paid. He's getting fucked by his wife.
Yeah.
With a extension. She don't have a dick.
Yeah.
It's gay if he's doing it with a man.
Right. Well, and then we've said, is it any different than getting the prostate milked, right? Just getting the finger in there. Is it really any different?
Yeah.
It's the same end result.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, me, myself, I'd rather get rimmed. You ain't sticking nothing in there. You can stick a tongue all day. Shorty can stick a tongue, but no dildos. No fingers. No. If I need a prostate exam, then say doctor for me to go do that.
And so we actually,
but you can lick all day.
We were guests on a show not long ago, and I posed that question. I was like, so as dudes, we jerk off all the time. We masturbate. So we're basically, jerking a dick. Most guys, if they're perfectly honest with themselves, if you could suck your own dick, you would. If you want to get right down to the nitty gritty, you probably would. And
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
But I'm just saying.
You tried once.
There's too much self. Look, no, I did not. There's too much self-love. Because I've seen a dude, no bullshit, did the shit. We're doing that shit.
Yeah.
And it was in like one of those them houses for the mentally retarded, what have you. And I was there to go see my girlfriend at the time.
I'm sorry. I got to stop you right there. Please tell me she was working there.
She was working there.
Okay.
She was working there. Okay.
Okay. Well, all right. We're good. I'm back.
She was working there. Man, if she was there for some other shit, bro, we would have some questions. I would have plenty of questions.
Well, yeah, I was about to have some questions.
And we might be breaking up that night. That might be the last time she ever seen me. My mom be like, such and such call for you. I am not here, Mom. No. I don't live here no more. I have moved to Alaska.
Yeah, she's
North Anchorage.
Yeah, somebody just called asking for.
Where he moved to? Oh, he went to West Bubble Fuck. That what the fuck he went.
I don't even know where that was.
But she went. So we supposed to be leaving, so she had to go check. She wanted me to come with her, so she had to check on one of the guys, and she just saw him moving. So she moved the covers, and he's hunchback. Oh, he's going to fucking town out this bitch. He's going to town, and he's hunchback, and he got a big one too. He got a long and big one, right? I'm sitting there like, oh shit, the fuck. I said, and then he busted in the nut. It was like, as soon as I said, oh fuck, he was like, grrr, and he was just sitting there just licking his lip.
No.
I said, oh no, that's too much self-love. That's no. The only self-love I could do is my hand, or if for my Loki fans, if I see my multiverse female version, then yes, I'll be fucking myself. Yes, I know my multiverse version is a sexy bitch. Yes, she is. I'm pretty sure she is.
In the 30 episodes we've done on the show, that's my favorite fucking story.
I'm telling you, dog. It was like, trust me. Look, and let me tell you how traumatized I was. Shorty tried to give me head. I could not get hard for shit. I was like, I can't see that shit, dog. I can't.
I just keep believing I didn't even care about my original questions.
And see, I did because I think I saw a video. What's his name? It was this stripper named Ridiculous. He does that during his shows or what have you. But he got that long ass dick. But I couldn't do it, man. That's too much self love, man. It's just. No.
So where
I'm gonna give myself a cum shot. What the fuck?
This is an early Ghost of the Year candidate right here.
So before I was getting into that, what I was gonna say, if you can suck your dick, whatever. But what if like those clone of Willy kits where you can make a clone of your own dick? If you fuck yourself in the ass with your own dick, is it been a homosexual act? That's what I was curious about. Because you're fucking yourself at that point.
You can't even call. I guess it would call you asexual.
Yeah, that's
I
what
guess.
I'm saying.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess you'd be asexual. I think that's the best way to put it. Because you're fucking yourself.
Right. I'll get my wife.
You begging yourself,
I'll get her to strap on my own dick, and I'll look at a picture of myself in the mirror.
But wait a second though. I'm thinking about my size. No. Even if I was doing pegging, ain't no way I'm doing my size.
Well, no, we're talking my size. That's a whole different story, man. Let's talk about my size.
I don't even know your size. Put it this way.
My size. Bend over and feel this.
No. The size I would have to be, it would have to be the equivalent of a bird fucking an elephant. That would be the size it have to be.
That's fair.
He looks around talking about, so am I hurting you, dear?
Oh, God.
So
she looking back like, hurry up. Oh my God. There's a whole joke that goes with that too. I just told you the punchline. There's a whole joke to go with that. That shit was a good joke.
Right now is we usually take a break right here in the middle of the show. Right. If you need to go, awesome. If you can hang out, we usually take about 10 because I smoke and I like to get some nicotine, and then we'll come back. Are you good for that? Or you want to hang out?
I got to. Well, actually, I would love to hang out, but I got to actually do some research and watch the Royal Rumble for my show later on tonight. But I want to come back, man. I want to come back. I like this.
Before we cut it short, then let me, because we didn't get into your music at all. So let's take a couple more minutes if you don't mind. Yeah. And I want to hear about the shit. I know you've been doing in the industry music-wise, making shit for years. I listened to a little bit of your stuff before we started. So just hype this shit up and talk us to us a little bit about what you got going on music-wise.
Well, music-wise, I've been still working on a project, what have you, and everything. And like the songs you probably heard was Dummy, Listen. Them the latest ones. Because I've been doing music since the late 90s. You know, me and my rap group was mentioned in the Source magazine. We opened up for many people back in the day. Even one of them had the music videos on BET Uncut. And I just got back into the music because I missed it.
Okay.
And I actually went and did a live performance at this open mic called Carolina Waves. And after that, it was like my old stuff too, and they was feeling it. I said, man, they still feeling the shit. I got straight up old school references and everything. They loving that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So that's when I just started recording again. Like the first one that I recorded that was in this era was Dummy.
Okay.
And I just heard the beat and I just came up with the hook, you know. And how I come up with hooks is I just be just saying stupid shit and then the words just end up falling to it.
Okay.
You know, period. So yeah.
Have you been working in studio or your own setup there? How do you usually record?
I had my own setup until my computer crashed, which is a funny story how it crashed.
Was it porn?
God damn it, Cameo. No. God damn it, The Undertaker. God damn it, The Undertaker. And Jim Cornette. All right, let me tell you the story. I'm a huge Jim Cornette fan. So I listen to his podcast. And they would talk about the cameos because many of the wrestlers had cameos.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever watch wrestling, you know how The Undertaker talk. So imagine The Undertaker calling you for your birthday for a cameo, right?
Right.
Oh, as soon as I heard that shit, I'm drinking coffee because I'm a coffee drinker. I'm trying to think of what did he say that made me die out laughing. But he said something, and man, I spit a whole shitload of coffee onto my computer, and it was over. And I was mad as hell. I'm trying to think of what he said. I could just imagine, like, hey, Billy, how you doing? I just want to let you know from the dead side, happy birthday. And if you don't enjoy your birthday, I will tombstone you to hell. It was something like that shit. I heard that shit, I started dying out laughing. But yeah, that's how I messed up my computer. And man, I was on because I already had picked like 7 beats.
Yeah.
That I was about to do it, what have you. And I've been getting ranked. I ain't making no Billboard, but I've been ranked on #1 music on what else? Reverb Nation before,
Okay.
what have you. So, and like I said, like a lot of people like my music and stuff. So I plan to, once I can get me some more work, well, not some work, but another program, I plan to finish my project, which will be called Porn Rap Star.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, when the episode releases, man, we'll throw your links up, or at least your one link to your page of links that you have.
Yeah.
So people can find all your shit. And
most definitely.
Whether they're looking for beats or dicks, it'll all be there for them.
Most definitely. I hope that one day do a music video. One of these days I might get the opportunity. That's one thing I never got the chance to do. I was in one, but it won't for me. You know.
I got you.
And y'all have to come on my show. Now I'm audio. I ain't video like y'all. I ain't fancy like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got video and shit. I'm strictly audio. You know. But I'll graduate one day.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you, Bobbie, for coming. We've had a great fucking time talking to you, man.
Honestly.
Really
yeah, same here, man. Same here. You take it easy.
Yeah, man. You too.
One. Bye.
Oh shit!
All right.
So that was Bobbie Lucas.
Bobbie Lucas.
That
is a character.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, early guest of the year candidate.
I absolutely would agree with that shit for sure.
Yeah. All right. So if you're watching this live right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in roughly 10 minutes.
All right. So
Bobbie Lucas. That man, that guy's a character.
I will say that's probably the hardest I've laughed on an episode in quite some time, though.
Oh yeah. That was good.
His story about the special needs home and the dude sucking his own dick is fucking forever imprinted in my mind. So good.
Yeah, that was something. Oh God.
I am a little disappointed though of anybody that's been out there watching that not more people comment and ask questions, because it was your chance to.
No, yeah, really. I mean,
I'm disappointed in all of you. I'm disappointed in all of you.
Oh well. Oh man.
So it's been a busy night for us. We did an interview with Dumbass Dudes, some friends of the show earlier. We're going to be on one of their upcoming episodes.
On February 6th.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we popped on here with Bobbie Lucas, who was with us the first half, and then he had to bounce. He had to do some research. I don't know what that entails.
I don't know either.
But he's doing like 2 or 3 shows a day.
Yeah, he's doing a shitload,
which is crazy.
So anyway,
but I looked through some of his stuff. I haven't listened to any of his shows, but a lot of them were talking about. He's talking a lot of other like people that were in the business and shit. Which he said he wants to have us on his show, which.
He's going to try to talk us into doing porn.
Yeah.
He's going to try to talk us into fucking each other on the show.
Well, I'm going to use a copy of my dick, and I'm going to DP you with 2 of me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? Can you London Bridge somebody on your own?
Well, that's more of
Eiffel Tower.
I don't have a good name for this, but if I'm railing you, and then I have the copy of my dick, and I'm cramming it down your throat this way,
sure.
I don't know what you'd call that.
Interesting. Bear hug? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't know.
Okay. So you said you got some news for us today?
I do. Yeah. Let me.
Because I really I didn't know how long he was going to be on, but my brain has derailed after the last of that. So
that's funny. So okay, and I don't have the news music down here. But, yeah. So this weekend, which is a little late at this point, but I found this interesting. There was free beer. Tennessee was doing earn a pint from your favorite brewery by picking up litter in Tennessee. Tennessee craft beer fans can earn a free pint by helping enhance Tennessee's natural beauty. Over 20 Tennessee craft breweries are participating in a statewide beautification and anti-litter campaign. Pick up for a pint.
Well, then, so based on that alone, I wonder how many people are going to thank me for their free beer. You know what I can tell you? Fucking none of them.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's always weird when cities and states and whatever do shit like that. For me, it's I don't know. It's just a strange thing. I mean, I guess it's better for actual companies doing that rather than the government trying to. I mean,
so
the government would fuck it up.
Do you feel like, I know you don't smoke anymore, but when you did smoke, do you feel like that put you in a special class of people that's allowed to litter?
I feel like you are allowed to throw a cigarette butt out your window.
Yeah,
I do feel like that.
Yeah. I feel like it's your God-given right.
Yeah, it's weird because I wonder, is a cigarette butt, how biodegradable is that?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does because some things are biodegradable. Like I had somebody one time, I threw an apple core, eating an apple while in the car, and I threw it out the window. Somebody was like, that's littering. You can't do that. It's like, it's an apple core.
Like it will literally fall off another tree.
Well, not just that though, but it's an apple core, so an animal will eat it.
Right. But regardless, how many apples just fall upon the ground from other trees, and you're not calling them littering.
But they're like, if a policeman saw you do that, they would pull you over. I said, yes. And I would tell them it was an apple core, and they would go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're white. Go ahead.
Right. I say, but if a police officer saw me masturbating, I'd be like, hey, fucking close the door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
it's
true.
only illegal depending on where you are.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
But no. But I mean, until you've, and I don't remember, we probably talked about this, but until you've thrown a full fucking McDonald's trash bag full of shit out the window,
it's liberating.
You don't know what.
But I don't feel good about that anymore. If I were to do some shit like that,
no,
I wouldn't feel good about it.
It's not the act that you feel good about. It's the. Let me rephrase that. It's not the conceptual act that you feel good about, but the physical act of tossing that biodegradable, earth-shattering shit out your window. Sure. It's like letting go of all of your emotional baggage in one fell swoop. It's what it feels like, just for a moment.
Well, as many times as you've thrown that out, there should be no emotional baggage left for you. Because you throw shit out your windows.
I really don't so much anymore.
Okay.
Well.
Yep.
I don't throw bags of trash out my window.
Okay.
But if
you just throw it all individually out one after the other, then throw the bag out.
No, like if I'm driving,
you spread it out. Give the inmates some walk, some exercise.
Get some exercise. No, but say I'm driving to North Carolina to see the kids.
Sure.
And I've got a coffee cup that's empty, and I just bought a soda, and I forgot to put it in the trash can at the gas station, and I need a place to put my fucking soda I just bought. I'm gonna wait till
the door.
I'm gonna wait till because then I have to empty it double later. Why?
You're not emptying it double later. You empty it now, or you empty it later.
All I'm saying is I'm driving, or say it's just empty, and I'm tired looking at it in my console. Is I wait till I don't see headlights on either side, and then it's just a quick flip of the wrist, and it's gone. I don't even think about it anymore.
Do you have any other things as far as breaking the law when it comes to that kind of stuff that you do? Not necessarily that kind of stuff being littering, but like, moving violation type thing.
I mean, I speed like
no, I don't count that. Everyone speeds. Cops speed. I don't care.
Well, you said moving violations. I love running red lights.
Yeah, I will run, especially knowing that they can't do anything with a camera.
Yeah,
tickets. I love that. I will. I'll tell you what is really liberating is turning left when you don't have a green arrow.
Yeah.
But the other traffic is going and turning left and watching the people behind you in your mirror like lose their mind. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because first off, as long as a cop's not behind you,
you'll never
somewhere, you'll never get a ticket for it.
Right.
Never get a ticket for it.
No, it's 100%. And
you're doing a good deed because you're not holding up traffic.
And to me, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of dick that's going to blatantly run a red light intentionally,
right? Not
in the middle of the day when there's a lot of traffic.
Sure.
But if it's 2 a.m. and there's not a goddamn car in sight and that light's red, I will go the fuck through it.
Dude, I got a ticket in Pulaski at 3 o'clock in the morning for the California stop at a stop sign.
Yeah.
a ticket.
I had a military base. I got pulled over by a millpole for that shit one time, and they're like, "You know why I pulled you over?" And I was like, "I'm guessing for that sweet California stop I just pulled back there." And they were like, "Yeah, because they can't write you a real ticket like millpole can. You can't. I mean, not really. Like it can be base related shit.
Sure.
You can get your driving shit suspended or whatever.
Sure.
But, and I basically was like, yeah, I said, I'm heading to the airport, guys. Like, I'm not going to be back here. Like, well, just blah, blah. It was a big fucking ordeal, but what the fuck are you going to do, man? I'm flying out. I'm just here. I'm here temporarily. It's like when I parked on the grass at the fucking command center and I got in big trouble. I got my car booted for that one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've never had a car booted, and I've parked in some sketchy places before.
I got my car booted at goddamn UT here. I was so pissed.
Where?
It's one of the lots behind one of the buildings. I was working there with my last job, and I had to go in, and they didn't have card payment. It was cash only fucking parking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I'm going to be there for a couple hours. What the fuck ever. No big deal. And I figured worst case scenario, I'd have a ticket. You know, I'd come back and pay the ticket. When there came back, there's a goddamn boot on my car with a number to call. You know, I had to wait 4 hours, and it cost me $200 to get
that's insane that you got charged for it, though. You got to carry a battery powered angle grinder.
I know, right? I thought I've tried to like every way I could think of to try to fucking get that motherfucker off, and I couldn't. But I was like, they fucking booted it. Like I can understand booting it if it'd been there for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
right. But let's write a ticket.
Well, no, I don't even understand that. Just tow it, have it towed somewhere.
Yeah.
The boot thing. That's I don't know. It's like someone's flexing. It really is. It's like the school's flexing. It's like you can look at your car. You just can't drive it.
Private
anywhere.
lot. I guess I know, but I mean, because I don't think it was even owned by the school. I think it was like a third-party lot that was whatever. But even then,
maybe
it's like write a ticket.
Owned by the Haslams.
What's a fucking ticket?
Right.
You know, whatever. Like, say it's parking's $20 a day. Write me a ticket for $100. I'm still going to be pissed about it, but not as pissed as $200 for a fucking boot removal. Jesus.
And you get me out of the parking spot a little quicker.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway,
fucking stupid piece of shit.
So Sean Penn,
the snowboarder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Winter Olympic start. So yeah. Snowboarder. Sean Penn feels that American men have quote become quite feminized because of quote cowardly jeans.
Okay.
And not pants.
Well, yeah, jeans specifically.
Yeah. In a recent interview with The Independent, he's doing the interview with his daughter surrounding a movie that they're both in called Flag Day. And, I didn't realize Sean Penn was 61 years old either. Which,
by the way, before you get into this too much, Sean Penn has always struck me as one of those dudes that tries to act tough, but is actually a little bitch.
And I could see where you're coming from that, but the fact that he was rowing a boat with a shotgun right after Katrina around that, I don't think he is a bitch.
Maybe not.
I don't think he is.
Maybe not.
But I also think for something like that, he kind of put his money where his mouth is on that kind of thing. But anyway,
continue. I forgot about that.
So let's see here. He had made some comments earlier, and he was in another publication. He was asked about them, and he said,
"Let me just say, I would fight Sean Penn. Let's go ahead and go for."
Well, he's 61 years old.
Yeah,
so,
I'd stand a good chance.
Yeah. I am in the club that believes that men in American culture have become wildly feminized.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that being a brute or having insensitivity or disrespect for women is anything to do with masculinity or ever did.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that in order to be fair to women, we have to become them.
Okay. Good for you, Sean Penn.
Yeah, I have these very strong women in my life who do not take masculinity as a sign of oppression toward them. There are a lot of, I think, cowardly genes that lead to people surrendering their jeans and putting on a skirt.
Okay.
So I guess he took that a little bit. He took it maybe, hold on a minute. Let's see here. Let's see here. We don't know what's a fact in many of the cases, he said, adding, salacious is as soon as you call something a movement, that is really a series of many individual accusers, victims, accusations, some of which are unfounded. The spirit of much of what has been the Me Too movement is to divide men and women.
Yep.
So anyway.
So the outside of the really shitty jeans pun thing, good. I got a little respect for Sean Penn because that's a really good, I think that's a really good way of putting it. Like, I think a lot of the culture that we're in now has, in an attempt to get rid of quote unquote toxic masculinity, they've just thrown the whole fucking thing out, and it's been essentially a throwing away of anything masculine, which the universe in general, taking any type of new age, whatever. Like everything has a masculine and feminine to it in general. Just as far as that's how the fucking I see the fucking smirk on your goddamn face.
No, because I'm thinking about a conversation my wife and I had recently. And I was going to ask you, like, what are some things? Just give me 2-3 things that you consider to be a masculine thing, but not toxic, but a masculine thing.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, right? Before I get into that, though, the line is masculine doesn't necessarily mean male, in my opinion.
Okay,
right?
sure.
It's like they're to me
you
like
can be a handsome woman,
right? But no, I'm talking about like to me like feminine qualities and I'm talking about female, feminine, right? Are more things like sensitivity, nurturing, caring, all that shit. Masculine behaviors are typically more of like like the fight or flight response, like willing to the fight, the responsibility, the strong shoulders for carrying all that shit, like all of those type of things, like the willingness to stand up and fight for some shit. And again, women can possess those masculine qualities as well. But to me, the whole thing of toxic masculinity has just been an attack on general masculinity, and which I can't verbalize very well. I really can't. Other than the fact that, like, to me, how I was raised and how I look at it is like a strong male, right? Masculine, whatever, is like you fucking own up to your shit. Like when shit hits the fan, you can take care of your business, right? Like my emotions come secondary to me getting the shit done. I can deal with the emotions.
Sure.
And to me, like, there's nothing wrong with having emotions or whatever, but you deal with them after whatever issue has been solved, right? You deal with it, whatever. So it's putting action before feeling, right?
Yep. Okay.
And I think it's owning up to like accepting consequences to your own fucking actions, whatever they may be, but also being willing to decide and do what you think is necessary in spite of what those consequences are going to be, right?
Sure.
And I think that and just a general fortitude of being able to fight for some shit if you need to fight for it. Like that's
all right.
That's broad spread.
I can agree with you on that, but so I'm really more talking about like activities and things like that. Like, what are some things you consider like a masculine things? Like, because I consider like,
I thought we were talking like character traits.
Well, that as well, but I'm just talking about like, all right. So my wife and I had a conversation because I made a comment one time about men wearing like the yoga pants, those tight. I was like, that's just, I don't know, it's just not a very masculine thing. It's not a very manly thing. Maybe I said manly, whatever. And she's like, what? Hold on, you can't say that. I'm like, well, I mean,
yes, I can.
I can say it, but I mean, she's like, yeah, but you're glomming your thoughts on whether something looks good or not, or looks masculine or not on to everyone. I was like, no. I'm not saying they can't do it or they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I don't consider it a manly thing to do.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I can, like sit around and drink whiskey. That's, and there are women that like to do it, but I consider that kind of, it's in general a manly kind of, or a masculine thing or hobby or activity or whatever. So what are some things that you would consider manly or masculine or, more male centric stuff?
That's such a weird question for me because I really don't have a lot of those lines. For me, it's more in fashion and shit. Like seeing a dude in fucking yoga pants. I'm like, man, the fuck up, dude. Like, wear some shorts, wear gym shorts. I don't fucking care.
Well, but and here's like, if you have on like compression pants, whatever, because I think she asked me, like, well, what about compression pants? It's like, it's fine. Put some gym shorts over it. Yeah, I'm fine with that. You're running, you're biking, whatever, and you got the compression pants. I get it.
Okay, let me something that a man does is they don't fucking bike.
What do they do? What do they do if you ride bicycles for exercise? What do you do?
You don't.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, there's where you and I split.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm just I don't know. Just some things that are just, in my opinion, inherently manly things. Trevor Lane having a dick. Who is Trevor Lane?
I don't care.
Not sure who Trevor Lane.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, having a dick. Yep, that's a very manly thing. Although nowadays, women can have dicks too, and men can menstruate.
I think a lot of the delineations in my brain is how someone carries themselves, where I'm going to label it like manly or not.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to me, and this I recognize how this sounds, but like a guy with yoga pants. I was like, well, why are you wearing yoga pants? Because they're comfortable and they help my range of motions. No, that's not a fucking answer. If they're like,
so is nudity or banana hammocks help your range of motion as well.
I have a problem with banana hammocks culturally. It's culture.
Right.
But like most of the time, but yoga pants for dudes came specifically out of yoga pants for women. And guys being like, I want my ass to just pop in those fucking pants. You know,
my God.
But I'm saying there's 1,000 other types of whatever. I don't know. Like to me, if it has a purpose other than it just looks good, then that's not a reason. Because a pair of, let's say a pair of gym shorts, right? Offer every bit as much fucking movement and flexibility as yoga pants do for a dude. And throw a pair of like boxer briefs underneath, no different.
My wife swears to me if I put on a pair of leggings or yoga pants or whatever that I would change my mind on this. She swears to me. I told her, I was like, fine, get me a pair, but don't spend a lot of money. I'll try it. I'll exercise or whatever. Nice. Yeah, it's not my I like boxer briefs because I like the support of it, but I don't need that to go down my entire
I don't understand why women in general like to have form-fitting clothing. Like that's uncomfortable as fuck. Well, it's good for us. But I mean, from a comfort standpoint is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't get it.
Every single woman in the world wears form-fitting clothing to make men look at them. That was not broad strokes. That was fact strokes.
No, but it's funny to me. It really is because I've worn compression pants for different sports and things like that. And like even like Under Armour shit for snowboarding, whatever. It's uncomfortable as fuck. Fuck wearing that shit. I don't feel supported and airy. Like I did it mostly for the insulation. Like, no.
Well, it's like if you need the insulation or whatever, just put on a pair of long johns or a thermal shirt. Or
that's what these essentially were.
Sure, like right. But I'm just saying, like, go manly with it and do waffle knit.
No, I'm just saying, like, anytime there's some argument, I don't know, man. Like, it's fucking like dudes that wear man buns for fucking fashion purpose. Fuck you.
Yeah. For fashion,
if you have long, I have no problem with dudes with long hair. Yeah. But if you
sheath underwear is great for fitness stuff.
Yeah, man. That's sheath underwear. That's not fucking yoga pants.
Yeah. I don't mind the ballpark in the
dude. I can't. When I worked out like soccer the whole night, I'm free flowing boxers. I'll let them fucking nuts just.
You know that
I'm good with it.
A year before that type of underwear came out, like I was telling my wife, it's like, there should really be some underwear that has just a pouch that you can drop your balls in, keeps them from sticking to your leg and shit like that whenever you're exercising or just at work or whatever.
I don't like any type of compression in my nether regions.
Yeah, you don't wear boxer briefs, do you? No, I don't like how they bunch up in my pants.
See, but the bunching up is secondary to me to getting a constant fucking wedgie from boxer briefs.
What, you're not wearing the right kind?
I've tried multiple kinds.
I understand that. You haven't tried all of them. I actually found some that, because I've had that issue as well, and I would still rather have the support up front and deal with the wedgie in the back.
See, I don't need the support. Again, I'm used to playing sports, soccer and shit, with things fucking smacking legs. Like, I don't need the support.
Yeah, but for the most part in sports, you have something tight on that's kind of keeping things together. In football, the pants are tight, so they're kind of keeping things together.
I didn't play football. Baseball, you don't, unless you're wearing a cup.
Sure, but a lot of times the pants I had on were relatively snug. But I like that old school look where the pants don't hang down to your ankles and shit like that.
I never need that shit, but. I mean, if I need to wear a cup, I'd wear a cup, but sure. But in general, but just like playing ball, a lot of times I never wore fucking cups and shit.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was playing.
And most of the NFL players don't either. So anyway, yeah. So sheath underwear. I've never heard it called sheath underwear.
Yeah. Well, regardless, so I don't know. There's certain things like what I was about to say. Like, I have no problem. Dudes want to have long hair. I think that's fucking awesome. And if you have your hair pulled up like in a bun type of thing because you're working with some shit and your hair's falling on your face, I'm good with it. As a point of fashion, though, you're wearing it to like put on your fucking Sunday best and go out to have dinner. Fuck you and your man bun.
Yeah.
Pull that shit back in a glorious turquoise rocked ponytail.
That's right.
Like
a hair bolo.
Yeah, hair bolo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Native American man should.
That's right.
What tribe are you part of again?
It is the Dakota tribe of Alabama. Yeah. They're an offshoot of the Cherokee. We're not recognized by the government though. Fuckers.
Right.
That's oppression, right?
Sounds pretty made up to me.
It's everything's made up technically.
That's true.
I mean, technically everything is made up.
Yep.
So Neil Young. You heard anything about this?
Oh, the Spotify shit.
The Spotify shit. Here's my thoughts on. So Neil Young basically laid out a
An ultimatum. He gave an ultimatum
to
like,
Spotify.
like an
It's
angry girlfriend.
Yes, you can't have. I think the issue is he just cleared up all his issues with Leonard Skinner. He's got to be in a fight with somebody. So,
Yeah.
So, but he basically told Spotify, you can have Joe Rogan or you can have Neil Young. You cannot have both. Yeah, it's like you can't have both. So you either take my music down or you take Joe Rogan down. And I bet Joe Rogan makes Spotify more money than Neil Young does right now. But my theory is Neil Young has his own streaming stuff that he offers on his platform, and all that money's going to him or whoever's involved in doing that.
Right.
And you get all the uncompressed wave files and all that, not the because and if we're all honest, Spotify is a great platform, easy to use as far as getting the music goes. You're not getting. You look like you were fixing to straight up spit, dude.
No, I just burped pizza.
Okay, well you look like you're fixing to blow chunks.
No,
okay.
no.
But I think that's
It was
what
a
it is.
saucy burp.
I think that he knew that Spotify would not side with him on it, and it's just the opportunity for him to pull his music, and now everyone has to go through him to get all the back catalog or whatever,
and the publicity that comes out of it.
Publicity comes out of it.
Yeah, that's smart.
But if you do go to his website to get his music, you are getting a far superior product than any of the other streaming platforms.
Yeah,
but
did he pull it off of Apple and all that shit as well, or just Spotify?
I don't know. That I don't know.
That would be the caveat to me.
Sure, but whatever.
Yeah. Either way, like
he'll find somebody on Apple,
but at least on the surface,
sure.
Like throwing that ultimatum and getting kicked in the dick, it looks so fucking awesome. I love.
As soon as I heard the story earlier this week, I was like, oh, they're never going to pull Rogan off.
No.
First off, they paid $100 million for him almost 2 years ago.
Unless Rogan starts blatantly dropping a hard R N-bomb, they're not going to drop him. And even then, they'd be hard pressed to drop him.
Yeah.
Like Spotify won't drop him until sponsors start dropping him.
Right. But a lot of the sponsorship, he sells his own sponsorship ads for it. So, right. I mean, and I don't know what his deal is with him, if they make some money on that as well, but whatever.
Yeah, that's I read that. I was hilarious. And it's just like fucking Neil Young, man.
Yeah. Well, you sounded like you're about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say he's really another underrated guitar player. The dude can fucking shred, but fuck Neil Young.
Yeah.
Continue.
So the man don't need him around anyhow.
Right.
So
that's the line I kept thinking, trying to come up, and it was not pulling up. So thank you, sir.
Yeah.
No, I know the line. I'm just saying it wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't pulling up in the.
It was always been kind of like a rumor that who was the lead singer of Skinner before the
Van Zandt?
God took him out. Yeah. It was always rumored that he was buried in a Neil Young shirt. Because didn't like Neil Young or whatever. Anyway. So Microsoft is trying to make the world more woke by rolling out an inclusiveness checker in their new version of Microsoft Word. Yep. Along with the usual spell check, its word processing program now highlights phrases that may offend someone based on gender, age, sexual orientation, ethnicity, or even socioeconomic status.
Oh my God.
It suggests more.
Fuck you for getting this. Fuck you, Joey. Fuck you.
It suggests more inclusive alternatives with some hilarious and baffling results. Users who write Mrs. Thatcher are told it may imply gender bias and are prompted to change it to the supposedly less offensive Miss Thatcher.
No, it's this.
And here's another one. This is the kicker. This is the one that got me to bring is the phrase that astronaut Neil Armstrong uttered when he became the first person on the moon is not deemed acceptable by Microsoft's terms.
One giant step,
One giant leap for mankind should have been humankind or humanity, and it will offer to correct it. You're quoting something, and you're made the offer to correct.
So
that.
Along these lines, right? Because since the rise, and this actually, I was talking to my daughter about this the other day, because with the rise of gender pronouns and fluidity and proper usage of gender terminology, like if I'm writing to someone specifically, and I don't know their pronouns, even though I could look it up on their LinkedIn profile now if I fucking don't like, but do I just use your first name? If you're a superior in the company, do I just use your last name? Do I start putting I don't know. Like what would be the greeting?
I think we go the hockey route and you add an EY to everyone's last name and just go by that.
Right. But like if it was you and like we weren't first name basis, like, and maybe that's socioeconomical discrimination that I can't call you by your first name. I don't know. But I would be like, hello, Joey. Hello, Manning. Hello, Joey Manning. Like maybe that would be the best, like hello, first, last name. I don't fucking know. But like, you're brought up to a business, like be like, hello, Mr. Manning or Miss. I've never used Mrs. unless I knew they were married. It's always Miss.
Yeah.
Always
look
miss.
for that wedding ring.
Yeah. I mean, still, but generally in an email, in a business email, it's always Miss. It's never Mrs. It's always Miss. But it's still, I
am conscious when I send an email to a group of people at work that I don't say, hey guys, just to let you know, whatever, because depending on what's going on, you can't
even say dear sir or ma'am. That used to be the inclusive, like you didn't know who you're speaking with. You can't say that.
Yeah. No. But I just say whatever, good afternoon, everyone, or hey, everyone, just so you know. I just say everyone.
Yep. Same.
And it's like, well, what if someone identifies as a bug?
Hello, all.
Yeah.
Hello, all.
I don't get.
Well, so I had a talk with my daughter, what I was going to say earlier this week, because she has decided that and we've talked about this before, like if I know somebody and they ask me to have a specific whatever, out of respect for them, I will.
It's their attitude behind it that decides whether I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
If you're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you.
Right. And so she decided she has a pronoun preference, fine, whatever. And I sat down and I asked her about it. I was like, okay, so how should this be used properly to you? And asked about some of that and going through it. And I got it. It made sense. And I said, now it's important though to know that if someone doesn't use it properly, doesn't mean they're disrespecting you.
Right.
They may not know. I said, look at me. I'm old as shit. And I said, my brain, boy, girl, that's fucking, my world revolves around that. Like all this other shit has been over the last decade that this has really started shifting and change. And so if I use it incorrectly, I'm not disrespecting you. And you need to recognize the fact that I might not know. Right. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
And I had that whole conversation is just because she had made some comment about somebody doesn't respect gender because she's 13 and like that's what she hears and all that shit. And it wasn't even in regards to her about something else. I was like, well, did the person know that was their pronoun? She was like, well, no, but they just assumed. I was like, blah, 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 blah. It's like because most assume male or female. Most.
Yeah.
The people that don't are the people that are plugged in or 13 or they're involved in that headspace. The vast majority of people don't think that way. And if you would take the time to correct them nicely, like, oh, I prefer this. Most of them would be like, okay, but you're going to be offended and be an asshole because somebody unknowingly calls you some shit because the majority of people don't talk the way you do. Nah, that's just as shitty as somebody doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's my rant on that shit. Like I have no problem with if you want me to call you whatever and you ask me, sure, but you demand that I do or start bitching at me because I didn't know, then fuck you.
Yeah. That's what originally got Jordan Peterson in hot water.
Yeah.
So he said basically the same things. Like if you're demanding and then also the school was requiring people to do something and there was the talk of a law going into effect that you could actually get charged with a hate crime if you did something like that. And he was like, no. You will not legislate the words I can and cannot use. Like that's not, I'll be polite to anyone that is, but if you want to be disrespectful and demand whatever, you're not going to get it from me.
Yeah. Well, like for instance, and this is an extreme example, but I would never hurtfully and intentionally call someone a fag. I would never do it, but you goddamn it better not tell me that I can't say it if I don't fucking want to. That's really what it boils down to. I would never say it.
You can tell me I shouldn't say it. You shouldn't tell me I can't.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I never would. Like jokingly off mic, whatever. Like, we grew up in the 90s. That was half of our fucking vocabulary.
We played a game when we were children called Smear the Queer.
Right. But I would never hurtfully or demeaningly call someone a fag. I would. Sure. I never have there because I believe in that baseline of respect. But God damn it, I better have the right to do it because it's mine. There might be repercussions. That dude I call a fag might beat the ever living shit out of me. Right. That's the fucking game I'm playing.
Well, here's the thing.
And that's one example.
Free speech and things like that. There's everybody else says, yeah, but your rights end where someone's other right, whatever. And that's not how that works when it comes to speech or whatever.
Not speech.
Yeah. But well, I mean, and I've heard Ricky Gervais say that before. If you tell me you're for free speech, but you're against hate speech, it shouldn't be allowed, then you're not for free speech.
Yeah.
Free speech means you have to accept whatever anyone has said, but the person saying it on the flip side of that coin, has to accept whatever the consequences are.
100%.
Have to accept it.
Yep. And I am in support. The thing is, a lot of these terms and definitions have become so fluid. I'm not even talking about gender, but even in regards to hate speech, because the concept of hate speech being the speech I use is inciting violence directly against you or a people group. And I'm not even talking about the fucking like fire in a theater bullshit. I'm talking about like if I have some type of influence, or I have a group that I'm a part of, and I call for the death of one race and I use slurs on shit. Yeah. Fuck it, that's hate speech.
But that's the same thing as screaming fire in a crowded room. I mean, it's the same thing. When you demand people to do something, it's not the same thing as just using a word, you know. Yep. But I don't know. I'm also one of those people that I am for privately owned businesses being able to make their own rules as far as, well, I mean, I've used the example before. It's like, I think if you are a business and you want to say that one particular race, no matter what the race is, aren't allowed to come and eat in your business, you should be allowed to do that.
Right.
But you have to accept whatever the consequences are, because depending on where you're at, that business will flourish. Right. But if you go downtown Knoxville and you open a restaurant and say, this is a whites only restaurant, you ain't going to make it. No, it's not going to happen.
But that's also where we are now. Like that wasn't applicable 80 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
But so you had to.
It doesn't mean it shouldn't. I still don't think you had to have that.
No, when you're at a point where 90%, I'm sorry, that's an arbitrary estimation, but when slavery and whatever was widespread and rampant and the acceptable norm,
for sure.
Right? If you say, okay, restaurants have, you know what, black people, there would never have been racial equality ever.
No, you're right. You're right about that.
And so
I'm wrong. You're right.
Yeah, in that regard, like in the culture we have now, your small business should regulate whatever, because the economy is going to regulate itself. Sure. But some of the changes that we had the same way we've had minimum wage and all that shit.
You're right. I'm wrong about the back in the day thing, but I think now
I agree. Conceptually, I 100% agree with what you're saying. Like 100%.
Anyway,
but but it's weird because but that's the funny part about government intervention, right? And laws is the fact that they, in their time, they're always can be very beneficial, but they always overstay their welcome, and it always becomes an overreach.
Yeah,
always. Like,
well, that's the whole thing of progressivism. There's no end.
Yeah,
it's just constant.
But where did you? Okay, but let me ask you that question, right, along those lines, because, and I know you and I think differently as far as a definition goes along a lot of these lines, right? But like progressivism, or at least progression, is imperative for a society to evolve and get better. It's imperative, right? And some of those changes fuck some groups of people over for the betterment of the whole.
Yep.
So at where do you draw the line of it being looking at things short-sightedly, right? Saying, hey, in the moment, this is terrible, but in the long term, like, where does that line stop, right? Because there'd have been a time 100 years ago that just having, one restaurant open to all groups of people would have been a fucking like, what the no, it was a morally reprehensible thing to have happen. Whereas we can look at now and say, no, this is how shit should be, right? So now we're in a position of saying, well, government saying we could fine you for calling somebody the wrong gender, right? Sure. But in 100 years, when there's if we achieve true like fucking pronoun equality, whatever the fuck would be, is it then worth the shit that we go through now? Like, where does that line of progressivism suddenly become negative?
In the example that you used, no.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because anytime you start to talk about speech or whatever, I just don't think that progressivism in its modern form is right. What is. I
guess because my point being is like, because it's all encompassing, right? Like speech is going to be like, not saying the N-word was part of like the social God damn it, I just completely blanked. I was going to say civil rights movement, right? Like putting an end on people dropping the N-bomb was part of that fucking movement, which is a restriction of speech, right? In and of itself.
I don't consider it a restriction of speech.
Okay.
Because it wasn't legislated.
Right. But with those, you use the N-bomb in the right circumstances, you're going to get hit for hate speech every fucking time.
Sure, and I disagree with that.
Right.
I think you should have to suffer whatever
but I'm saying it has been legislated is what I'm saying, not the word specifically, but depending on the usage.
First off, I don't.
I'm
think,
just talking about progressiveness in general. Like, forget
Yeah, no, I
specific
got you.
examples.
I got
I just
you.
mean the overarching, because even though some restrictions have been placed there, the overall arching good of the civil rights movement, I don't think anyone would argue has been a good thing, in spite of any restrictions that might have come. And a lot of the stuff with like gender and fluidity is they're trying to piggyback on that,
Mhm.
even though it's a completely separate issue.
Sure.
But that's the coattails they're riding.
Yeah, I think in some veins, progressive is good. I mean, technology progresses, knowledge progresses. You know, the world is much smaller than it was even 20 years ago because of technology and things like that. And that's a progression.
It's also more isolated, which is funny.
It is funny. They're yeah, it is. But well, I mean, just for example, us doing 3 the hard way.
Right.
You know, 40 years ago, you're not doing that unless you're on network television.
Dude,
You're not
15
doing
years ago, you're not doing this shit.
Mm,
Not like we're doing it.
not like we're doing it, but but still, people. I mean, I think people were still doing some shit like that. But anyway, it wasn't as accessible to someone like you, the two of us. So,
Right.
So, whatever. But I think in some veins, progressivism is good, but societal, no, not societal. That's not
I
the
think
word.
maybe what we're looking at, and correct me if I'm putting words in your mouth, that
Forced progressivism.
progression is good. Progressivism is not.
Yes,
They're
the
different things.
progressive, the social movement or political movement or whatever you want to call it of progressivism is not a good thing.
Okay.
Society will naturally progress. It just will.
But how and why? Because you have to have a catalyst to change it. It doesn't just change on its own with
But
no.
I mean, things evolve though. People evolve. Brains evolve.
But usually through the pushing, there's always a catalyst. And it might happen eventually, but the civil rights movement happened because the time and the place that people started standing up and pushing back against shit. That's why the fuck happened.
Well, yeah, you're pushing
Human-
back against wrongs and a human being mistreated, not strictly not being
But that was-
mistreated with words.
But that was still a progression of
yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
But that's
natural thing.
why we just clarified.
But what I'm saying is where we're looking at now, is it different? And this is the question I'm asking. And I'm not saying that this is the same as a racial issue. I'm not comparing the two.
No, I got you.
I'm comparing the moment that we're in. So if you'd have asked a white person in the 1940s or 50s about desegregation shit, they would have been just fucking appalled and be like, that's stupid as shit. They might have had some conversation and be like, well, I could see where this is good, but as a whole, they're not for it, right? Because of the shit they bought into their whole fucking lives.
Sure.
Is that much different than us sitting here now and looking around and being like, why the fuck are this, like, want to be them and they and this gender? Like, that's some
But doesn't
fucking
it feel
bullshit.
different?
What's that?
Doesn't it feel different?
I don't know. I didn't live then.
No, I understand that, but based on what you do know, because you're not experiencing some of the stuff that's going on right now, you just know what you're seeing in the news, the media,
But that's no different than if I was living 100 years ago.
But I'm just saying you're experiencing it almost the same way because you're not actually experiencing it on a personal level right now, but you are seeing it in the news things just the same as you see the history books or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it feels different. It doesn't feel the same. One feels right and one feels wrong.
Okay.
And I guess
but that's exactly my point.
As much as it sucks is like I would have to say the same thing that whatever the Senate or the House said about pornography is like, I don't know what part of progressivism right now I would say this is not a good path, but I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah.
And that's, you can,
and I'm playing devil's advocate.
I know you are.
My main point being like, because we're only a product. We only know internally what we've brought up in, what we've been brought up in. And we tend to be more open-minded than most to be able to see the shit going on around us. And I get that. But I guess I'm just trying to draw the comparison. If put somebody else similarly open-minded back in a different set of shoes with a different set of social issues, would it not be a similar fucking thing? But I think most people, like, going back on my own point, most people in that time frame that knew that any type of fucking was wrong when they were for it. I get that. But I just think about that shit sometimes, like the shit that we vehemently fight against now. Does that mean it's going to be the same way in 50 years? Are we on the wrong side or right side? I think we're on the right side, because I think anytime you're on the side of not being a fucking little crybaby cunt is always a good side to be on. And let me go and throw that out there. I don't care what your stance is on gender pronouns, gender fluidity, fucking sexuality, sexual fluidity, race, whatever. I don't care what your stance is. If you're a fucking cry ass bitch, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on. If you can be a respectful human being and have a conversation and back
Sure.
up what you talk about, I'll respect you. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. That's my bottom line. Anyway,
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get a little more lighthearted.
that was lighthearted. That was so lighthearted.
Weber Grills. So the grill maker.
Weber.
Yeah. Had to apologize for a poorly timed meatloaf recipe. Weber picked the wrong day to suggest grilling meatloaf.
Okay.
The popular grill maker apologized on Friday for sending a recipe of the week email earlier that day featuring instructions on how to prepare barbecue meatloaf. The email coincided with news of the death of Marvin Lee Aday, best known as Meatloaf. Not long after sending out his
anything for
Do you know that
love?
I just heard the other day what that song is actually about?
What's that?
What do you say it's
I've
about?
never even thought
Anal
about
sex.
it. Okay.
I just heard like multiple people talking in what I was listening to saying, all agreeing like, yeah,
do that.
yeah, you're not pegging me, sorry.
Okay.
Or I'm not pegging you.
Bobby said the same thing, man.
he did, didn't he? You can rim me all you want.
Yeah, just don't peg me.
Yeah. Not long after
Would that have
sending
been a more catchy song?
yeah.
Peg my ass.
Not long after sending out his recipe, Weber Grills followed up offering its sincerest apologies to recipients.
Too late. It's too late,
It
motherfucker.
said, at the time we shared this recipe with you, we were not aware of the unfortunate passing of American singer and actor Marvin Lee Aday, also known as Meatloaf. Weber said, we want to express our deepest apologies for this oversight and for any offense this email may have caused.
That's legitimately wonderful. That's fucking
So-
fantastic.
Anyway, I don't think it's an odd thing to apologize for.
It is.
But anyway.
Do you and see, this is where I have a hard time, right? Is that to me, because I tried to explain this to Eli at some point in time when he was a little younger, because he used to apologize for shit all the time. And I was like, don't apologize.
Right.
I was like, there's a time to apologize, and that's when you know that you have fucked up. Like, I've wronged you. I owe you an apology.
Yeah.
If I've made a mistake, that's a my bad, or a, or more of a sorry guys type of thing. But like, an apology is not always necessary if it was you don't need an apology if it was a mistake, right?
Right.
If it was a slight against you, then whatever. But like, for that, it should have been. It's just weird how society's been. In my mind, that's a my bad, or our bad, or just to say, hey, this was a mistake. We didn't realize this, blah, blah, blah. But you haven't done anything to apologize for or to be sorry for. It was just a mistake.
Yeah.
So you own the mistake.
But it isn't even a mistake. You're seeing a recipe today and it just happens to be meatloaf.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, not even the mistake.
It's an unfortunate coincidence. Is really what it is.
Yeah.
It's not a mistake. No one made a mistake. Yeah. They sent the recipe out they meant to send.
Exactly.
They didn't know meatloaf had died.
Like, why have apology for that?
Send out the email that says this was an unfortunate coincidence.
Yep.
If it hurts someone's feelings, whatever. Sorry.
I agree.
You can't say whatever, but I mean, I don't know. It's hard to send that out without saying the word sorry. But this is an unfortunate coincidence.
Sorry if it hurts your feel bad.
But in honor of meatloaf, you should try this recipe because it's really good.
Right. Yeah, just don't try that. So what do you think? What is the line in the sand that constitutes an apology?
What explain?
So, like, at what point do you feel like you owe someone? At what point of fuckery do you feel like you owe? And I know it's going to differ situation to situation, but in general, where's the line you draw between oh, my bad, my mistake, or a dude, I'm really sorry? And I'm not talking like, I'm sorry your family died. I'm sorry. I'm talking about like an apology for something in a way that I've slighted you. Like, where's that line between a my bad and an I'm sorry?
I think it's the person to person who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
Well, obs.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's I think the line in the sand for me is if I did something knowing that it could have this effect.
Okay.
Even if my intention was not to have that effect. If I did it knowing there's a good chance it could go this way, then I'll apologize to you.
Okay.
Now, I will also say to you, if I don't, I will also too. If I didn't have the thought that it could go that way, and it does go that way, then I'm not going to tell you I'm sorry I said whatever. I will say I'm sorry you feel that way, or that was not my intention.
Well, yeah, but that's different.
And
than,
that's where I'll leave it.
But
so.
that's different than an apology. Yeah, for
for
me,
sure.
like I will apologize again if I made a conscious decision of something and it fucked you over, right? And I knew it might and it did, like kind of like what you just said, right? Or if I didn't think it would, but as a direct result of something I did fucked you over, even if I didn't anticipate that result.
Yeah. If it fucks somebody over,
like
for sure.
like if,
I'm talking about, I'm more along the lines talking about things that maybe hurt someone's feelings. They take it the wrong way.
That's kind of what I mean. The same way, like say, like I made this decision knowing that, but I'd say it was either I took the chance, right, and ended up, I'll apologize for that, or if it was something I didn't foresee, like in my planning of making this decision, if there's an area I didn't account for, and that's what either hurt your feelings, dicked you, or whatever the case may be, I will apologize for that because it's a result of a decision that I made, right? Yeah. But if I made the decision knowing it's going to hurt your fucking feelings and I feel like you should just get the fuck over it, then it's not an apology. Then that's when you get the, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, or usually, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
But I also, do you have a level reserved for certain times as just a placating apology?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I think everybody does, especially guys.
Yeah.
Especially
100%.
straight guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah. Sorry I feel that way.
I'm sorry I feel that way.
I got one more for you.
All right.
A woman with 2 vaginas goes viral on OnlyFans.
Possum pussy. That's what I call that.
And she uses one of them for work and one of them for her personal life.
Oh, so she's a prostitute with one vag.
Yeah.
And a homemaker with the other.
I guess so.
Okay. So can you play? Hold on. I just got to think. I was like, oh no, I'm a virgin, honey. On this side,
right?
Like I'm saving this side,
where does it? Because I haven't seen.
I'm saving this side for my future.
Are
husband.
they stacked or are they? Is the double barrel over under or side by side?
Right.
That's what
all I'm saying is, like, does she ever, like, when she's going at, like, put one hand over the side? No, this one's for Jesus, and then the other one is just for the fucking devil.
I saved this one for Passover.
Right.
Yeah. No. I don't know. That's pretty good though. You could, I guess, technically, you could lose your virginity twice. Technically. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Is there one hymen with 2 vaginas? You get 2.
I don't know. Yeah.
You really luck out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Interesting. When did you lose your vagina?
And
January 12th, 1997.
And as fucked as this, and
February 3rd, 1999.
Right. My curiosity automatically goes to, does she also have 2 assholes?
Well, this person does not.
Right.
But so, Australian woman has gone viral on OnlyFans after fans and subscribers just discovered her interesting and unique biological trait. She has 2 vaginas. Evelyn Miller is her name, a 30-year-old from Queensland.
What's her number?
What's her number?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh. A 30-year-old from Queensland reportedly learned that she has what's called uterus didelphys. All right. During a doctor's visit more than a decade ago.
Double putts.
According to the Mayo Clinic, that it's a very rare condition, occurs when the 2 small tubes that make up the uterus in a fetus fail to fuse together prior to childbirth and instead remain separate, creating 2 tubes that don't join completely. Several years after she was told of her condition and following a failed relationship, she started working as an escort. In her sex work, she found that it was easier for her mentally to quite literally separate business and pleasure. Physically, she found it handy for endurance too. And she was an escort, so she's a prostitute.
No, I get this. I'm just, I'm wrapping my brain
mentally.
around
It was
this.
easier for her to.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What are you trying to wrap your head around?
No, the mechanics of this. God damn it! Just continue reading.
It's like having 2 vaginas.
No shit.
Yeah. It's like when you go down there, it's like, but I'd like to introduce you to my sister.
Right. No, but when it's as far as, like, I understand the mental separation, and I can compartmentalize like a motherfucker. But the thing is, like, well, if they're using this one, it's okay. Just not the love one.
Well, I think it's not. I think that's
hole,
what she's
not
saying.
The love hole.
I think it's like this one is used when I'm escorting someone.
Right.
This one is used in my relationship.
Same compartmentalization shit. I'm talking
compartmentalizing.
About. Yeah. I mean, that's some heavy compartmentalization is what I'm saying.
Well,
I wonder if one though. Oh, do both lead to, like, can she get pregnant off of either side?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Because that's a game changer.
So she said, when I got into a relationship, it was better for me to separate the two, to use one vagina for work, one for personal life,
That's straight
which
mental
made the
Olympics
work
right
a
there.
lot easier emotionally and physically for me.
Yeah.
After I quit this, I started OnlyFans filming adult content with both vaginas, and it's been very, very successful. Let's see here. To me, it's my normal, and I never really thought it was that intriguing, but apparently it's very intriguing. I guess not many people can say they use one vagina for work and one for personal life.
It's got to be double stacked.
Maybe
Not a side by side. That's double stacked.
I don't know. We're gonna get an answer in just a second.
Oh yeah.
It was handy for endurance.
You should
also.
have brought this up with Bobbie Lucas.
If I had a lot of bookings and I was getting uncomfortable in one, I could just use the other one. For what it's worth, Miller says her right vagina is
side by side.
slightly more comfortable during sex. She can orgasm using that one too. So she generally reserves it for her personal relationships. Throughout her work escorting, she found that clients were mind blown with her anatomy, explaining some clients I will tell and they don't believe me at first until I show them, and then they're completely mind blown. They ask to try it out, look at it, and put their fingers in it. All of those things. I had a couple of clients find out. One was a gynecologist, and he was able to feel the difference, and he then turned it into a medical exam.
Oh, I bet he did.
A lot of people want to see it on OnlyFans because it's strange. They can't believe it. They say that they had to sign up to have a look. It's crazy. People want novelty and something different. I don't think anyone's ever made porn with two vaginas before. Now she has a child and is pregnant with her second one. Back while pregnant with her first child last year, the former escort explained, I've had so much more intrigue than I thought. People have just been completely taken aback by it.
Well, no shit.
After I got pregnant, I thought I'd talk about it more because the condition won't affect me having a child, so I don't really hate it. If I'd had complications, I probably wouldn't have been so open about it.
Okay, hold on.
That's it.
First and foremost, above any of this stuff, when she was like, I didn't think people would find it that weird. I'm like,
Well, for her, that's her normal.
No,
her whole life.
I don't give a shit. It might be her normal.
She's Australian, man.
But
Everything's
she
backwards
lives
down
in
there.
the universe, in the world. She knows, like, if I had two dicks, I would know from a very young age that was not a normal fucking thing to have.
Maybe not. Maybe you've never seen anybody else's dick.
I wouldn't have to see about his dick.
How would you know?
Any anatomy book, any education on.
But as a kid, you're not seeing anatomy.
She's a grown
books.
woman.
I understand that, but you said as a kid you would have known.
That I would have known as a kid.
You don't know that.
When's the first time you saw another dick?
I don't remember, honestly. Probably my dad's.
Yeah,
honestly, that's no joke. Probably
fucking child throat. but no, like or like YMCA, going to the gym, whatever. Like I remember, like my dad still went to the old school, like the men's gyms and shit like that. But those old fuckers walk around with their dicks out, YMCA's, whatever. Like I would, at a moderately young age.
Maybe they had their second one shoved up their ass.
Right, but I'm just saying, without any other type of educational material, at some point at a young age, I'd have been like, okay, not everybody has two of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't buy some of the bullshit she's throwing into that.
You'd
That's
been
all
happier than a puppy with two Peters.
Right?
Yeah.
All I'm saying, like, it didn't take her becoming an adult woman to be like, I didn't realize people would be so taken aback by this.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
No.
You know,
No.
it's Australia, man. I'm telling you.
Don't even try to play that game.
Oh, all right. Before we go, I have a recommendation for you, a movie to watch if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
The movie Nobody.
Don't want to watch it. Oh no, Nobody's great.
It's
own
great.
It. Yeah.
It's like a slightly more realistic and, dare I say, better John Wick.
Agreed. Oh, it's a fantastic
It's
movie.
great.
It's
I
one of
watched
the
it
few
last
movies I've bought in a while. I've watched it several times.
It was on HBO Max, so I just have it on.
Yeah,
I may
and,
watch it again tonight.
And
It's very good.
Bob Odenkirk. It's such
Bob
a
Odenkirk, RZA, and what's
Odenkirk.
his name? Lloyd. Andrew Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
But I'm saying, it's so outside of his normal wheelhouse
so
as a movie.
outside.
But
It's
it's
so
so
good.
great.
Bob Odenkirk's in great shape.
Yeah.
Like, he's not ripped, but he's in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It was
So-
fucking fantastic. 100% agree.
Yeah. Like I said, slightly more realistic and, dare I say, better John Wick.
I think it's better than John Wick. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think it's better as well, but some people like the flashiness of John Wick, and I can't fault you for that.
I'm
John
just
Wick, I
saying,
really
the
like
first
a
John
lot.
Wick I like a lot.
Yeah, I like the second and third. They're just not as good as the first.
Yeah.
But
They like exponentially less.
Okay.
The third one especially. The third one's way the fuck down here.
All right. So hold on just a second. Let's see here. We're back next week, and we have the What Kind of Party podcast is going to join us.
Some guys you booked up to.
Yep. So I think I think that they're probably only going to be with us for about an hour, but we'll see. We'll find out for sure then. Who knows? People sometimes come on with us and give us extra time because it's like having two vaginas.
We're so fucking lovable.
I guess so.
Who knew?
So
I had no idea that I had two.
Yeah. I didn't know it was weird.
I didn't know it was weird.
Yeah. It's like you have two assholes.
That's right. Who knew?
Right.
All
right. So What Kind of Parties with us next week?
And thank you to Bobbie Lucas for coming on.
Yeah, for sure.
And exceeding expectations.
Oh yeah, for sure. He really did. And then also check out on February 6th, we're on the Dumb Ass Dudes podcast.
Yep.
So check that out. And until next week. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch at B3F Podcast. And on Instagram at B3F_podcast. YouTube has all of our videos. Support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee at B3F Podcast. Send all your questions or comments to admin at B3FPodcast.com. Find us online at B3FPodcast.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen. And as always, thanks for listening.